What time is it? What time is it? It's time to sing. And welcome. I've got another guest with me, and we're in a very special place. This is Family Singing Made Simple. And I am Lonnie Moore, and I have another one of my brothers with me. This is Stephen. And when we were growing up, it was Little Stevie.
Little Stevie, yes.
Little Stevie. And we grew up in eastern Kentucky, up in the Appalachian Mountains, up in a holler.
Yeah, the head of a holler.
The head of a holler. Stephen, Little Stevie, had the most beautiful, high tenor voice. And he learned to sing tenor. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But also, I want to talk a little bit about where we are, Steve. Where are we?
Victory Baptist Church in Rossville, Georgia.
And this is a place of great heritage for Steve and I both. When we were babies...
Fact is, I was here at their first service in Mama's belly.
He wasn't even born. Very first service of Victory Baptist Church. Of course, I was a little baby. But this is where my dad got started. And he was going to Tennessee Temple. And in fact, I hear Dad's cane tapping over there. And it's good to have Dad with us tonight. And as we're doing this videoing. And but anyway, Victory Baptist Church, how special this place is to us. This was my starting place, Steve, really. It was where we began. And had the opportunity to develop our musical talents and abilities.
Right.
Of course, we grew up singing, and I wanted Steve to give his take on growing up singing. And we got to start really by just kind of being thrown out on the deep end, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Our sister, she was our general. She demanded every night that we get together around the piano and practice.
We had to do it. My sister Lynn, what a good talent she had.
Yes.
Still does. One of the best pianists I've ever heard. But she had a tremendous ear for music. And Steve, you know what I remember about Lynn, what was so wonderful that was a help to us, she could hear the different parts.
She taught us our different parts.
Taught us to sing. She'd pick it out on the piano, the tenor.
Yes.
Of course, you sang the alto.
I sang the alto with her.
With her voice.
Right.
And Steve was the baby of the family.
That's right.
We were all close. What a great quartet we really had growing up.
Yes,
But Steve was the youngest of the four. There were four of us in 4 years. My sister Lynn, she was the oldest. Then Lathan. We've had Lathan on the program. But here at Victory, Steve pastors near in the area. So we're in a meeting this week here at Victory Baptist Church. And so it gives me an opportunity to reminisce a little bit and talk about singing. And what we do on this program, we really encourage families to sing and get started. And so Steve and I, right out of high school, we both came to go to Tennessee Temple University to college here. And it was there that I began voice training and learning to sing there. And they had tremendous voice teachers. But really, Steve, I was so backward. Now, Steve, you didn't have that problem.
No.
Steve was not backward ever. And so I think this place gave me an opportunity to slowly develop. But Steve, tell about how, you became a song leader here, and you really developed your singing and leading choirs. Tell us a little bit about that.
Most of that, and it started right here. Our brother Lathan was the music director at that time, and he got a job that moved him away to Virginia, and he threw me behind the pulpit, I guess you could say, for music directing in the choir. And that's where I got my start at that. Of course, we had done it. You played the piano,
Right.
and I led the singing for Dad. And
Steve, do you remember my playing the piano? I had only 4 songs I could sing. I mean, I could play, yeah. And so, if you were going to have somebody to play the piano, it had to be one of those 4 songs.
It was one of those 4, yes.
But
We sung them all the time.
you led the singing.
Yes.
Isn't it wonderful to have the opportunity? And listen, for you, that your family maybe, you think we're not that good. Hey, listen, you've got to start where you are.
Exactly right.
You've got to start. And you know, here at Victory Baptist Church, Dr. Leroy Perry was the pastor then, and he required of us, though we weren't the best, and you were just really, Steve, you were just a boy,
Yes.
in a sense. You were such a young man, had never, really had training in leading
Right.
singing, but Dr. Perry said, we need you, so he put you doing it, didn't he?
Exactly right.
And he gave you opportunity. And also, we have another guest here with us. I want Eddie Colliquid. Eddie, come up here. Eddie has been since Steve left. Eddie's been the music director here for many, many years. And Eddie, this is Eddie Colliquid. And Eddie, man, so good to see you. And you know, in this meeting, Eddie, we've been doing a trio this week.
Yes, sir. We have
It brought back old memories, didn't it?
wonderful memories, yes.
Eddie had just got married Linda, and then I married Gail. This was back in 1975. And we came to Victory, and we started a quartet, didn't we?
45
We
years
did,
ago.
yeah, a long time.
And, I tell you, we've been reminiscing of many of our experiences. Some of them were so funny.
That's what they were.
Sometimes we would get to laughing, get tickled, right while we were singing in front of the entire church. Do you remember the day the fly kept going from your nose to
Yes.
my nose? And finally, I couldn't take it anymore, and I finally, just in the middle of it, I reached and grabbed that fly, just like that. We got tickled. Dr. Perry didn't think it was funny, though, did he?
No, he didn't.
He wasn't laughing. But, I tell you, music is such a joy.
Yeah, it is.
And for families to be able to sing together, Eddie comes from a singing family. Your father and mother both were great singers, musicians. Eddie, would you tell us a little about your family singing?
Oh, well, I grew up in Victory when I was younger. My dad was a music director here for many years. We would tend to move back to Nashville when the company he worked for down there would want him. They'd offer him more money, he'd go back. But every time we were in Chattanooga, we were at Victory.
Yeah.
So I've spent probably 50 of my 60 years right here.
Wow.
And, I've got wonderful
But you
memories
sang
of this
together
place.
with your family.
Oh yes, definitely sang with my family.
Eddie and I sang a duet a couple of nights ago here. And I didn't know if I could make it through with Eddie. I was afraid he'd going to break down and cry on me. Why was that so special, that song so
It was
special to
tough.
you?
I used to sing it with my dad.
And his dad's in heaven.
Yes, he is. Been in heaven for 18 years now. It's just,
And I'm telling you, you need to build memories with your family,
well, sure.
your children. Years later, here we are, Eddie, can you believe it? 45 years later.
Yeah.
45
Believe it
years
or not.
later,
Believe it or not,
Steve.
right? Believe it or not.
Here we are again together.
Yes, amen.
And
God sure
singing.
has been good.
Yes, he is.
I tell you what, men, right on the spot here, why don't we sing the song we did tonight? And
Got the words?
we can find the words right quick. I tell you what,
I got it.
Eddie, if you'll get the words, we'll do an impromptu song right here on the spot. And we have a wonderful Savior. You know, that's what makes the difference, really. That really is the difference of singing. And I was thinking, right down below me here is an old mourner's bench. In 1975, I came forward and they had a mourner's bench right in front of the platform.
It's probably that one.
And it might have been that very one, and it was there that I bowed my knees and surrendered to do whatever the Lord wanted me to do.
Amen. Amen.
I surrendered all of my music to Him. I surrendered my ministry to Him, and God has been using me in so many great ways. Well, gentlemen, how about let's just try this? We'll do an impromptu. Oh, what a Savior. All right? How about that? All right. Made simple, and I think that's one of the keys, Eddie. You got to keep it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. It ought to always be enjoyable.
Amen.
And you ought to love doing it. And your children will grow up just like Eddie, enjoying singing. I don't know anybody that enjoys to sing any more than Eddie Caldwell.
Well, I do enjoy it.
Yes, he does. And he
Very,
makes
very,
other people
very,
enjoy
very
it.
blessed, I tell you.
And both these guys, great song leaders, and they help other people enjoy it. But you've got to start your children young,
Amen.
while they're young. And if we can help you, go to LonnieMooreMinistries.com, Singing Made Simple.
That's right.
And we'll give you all the help. We got a wonderful course. You can download the manual, everything that you need to help your children learn to sing. Singing
Amen.
Made Simple. Till next Monday night, thank you for joining.